listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goof On Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goof On Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
All right. Not all right. Man. Hey, I'm sorry. We're here. And, yep. Same excuses before. Don't worry about it. We're here. We're sorry we're late, but better late than never. And it almost didn't happen. This was a very strange day, but I want to welcome you here to Goof On. Thanks for hanging out for as long as you guys were sitting here. Anyway, it's been a strange day. My father fell, dislocated his shoulder. They had to knock him out to pop it back in. So it's just been, one of those days. And then I fell asleep and the alarm, I don't know what happened. I don't know. I'm looking at it now. The volume's turned way up. I don't know why it didn't wake me up, but anyway, we're going to do the show, and I'm glad you guys are here. So thank you for hanging out, and we'll get through this, and we'll chalk it up again as another unbelievable circumstance. I just don't get it, how this can keep happening. And I have fail safes put into effect to prevent that from happening. But that's okay. We'll have a few people here. It'll just be us tonight. All right. Let everybody know. And we'll keep going. Tonight, we're going to talk about disclosure in 20 years. It's guaranteed. If and only if certain things happen, and there's probably going to be some dire consequences on the way. Would you still want it if you knew those dire consequences were still going to happen? Huh? Yeah. I grabbed one of the shirts that was closest to me. All right. Look at Renee says here. My dad fell down 2 flights of stairs. My sister's house, and he had head contusion, blood everywhere, but lived. Ah, I'm sorry, passed. And my dad's going to be 82 next month. Well, in December. He's got Parkinson's and falls constantly. It's really unbelievable. Both of his arms have like when you get a scab wound and it comes off, it changes the color of your skin for a minute. Well, he's got both arms are just brutal. I mean, they're all healed up, but they're totally multicolored. I mean, it looks like he has some sort of skin cancer because all of the falling and bleeding he's done over the past 5 years. It's just unbelievable. He's hit his head several times, been in the hospital numerous times. And how do you stop a 195-pound Italian guy from falling, when there's nothing you can do? And they can't do it either. Yeah, he can't. It's very tough for them. Yeah, and I asked my mother, you want me to come to the hospital? Even though I just sat down for breakfast? You want me to, just put aside my eggs and hash browns for a minute? Oh, they're getting him a room, and they're going to put him to sleep. And do you want me to come down to the hospital? We'll probably go home. Answer the question. I mean, she doesn't answer the question, so I never went. Just constant worrying all day. It's like I could have went, but I'm going to pop it in. We're going to go back home. All right. At least let me know. Andrew says, I need a School of Rock, an old school alarm clock. I thought you were talking School of Rock. Welcome to the show. Yeah. He has a chair. He's got everything. He's got the wall. They got it all. What do you think? They don't got it? Of course they got it all. He's got the best insurance retired police officer can buy. Yeah, man. I mean, he's got the best care and everything. It's just he still wants to be himself. Walks around with that thing, with the wheels on it. Some people put, 2 broken tennis balls on the end so it doesn't scratch the ground. But he walks around with one of those things. It's got the brake on it. And we're like, why did you turn this way? We ask him. Why do you think you can turn like this when for 3 years your feet don't work that way? In my mind, they do. So he makes the attempt to move. And then he trips over his own feet and falls sideways, backwards, every direction. It's like a big oak tree. All right, we got some good things to talk about tonight. So let's get going. I thank everybody for hanging out. I saw the chat room. A lot of people are gone. So we're just going to put this show up. We're going to do our deal and get on up and go. And that's just the way it's got to be tonight. I'm sorry. So, yeah, that was the beginning of a joke. That's why I said it that way. How do you stop a 200-pound Italian man from falling? You can't. Just lay meatballs in front of him. Welcome to the show. Moody Mongol, everybody. Renee Cruisin. Welcome to the show. Bob Perkins, the show welcomes you. Intergalactic Angler. Welcome to the show. Alfie, Joe, Bob, welcome to the show. This may be one of the few shows that we could do that I could actually pay attention to the chat room because, not a lot of people. This will be fun. Hey, Reality Check, how you doing? I have cotton mouth. I've got to get something to drink. Mr. So happy, I see my doctors. Jaja Banks is here. How you doing, Admiral? Isn't he an admiral now? Derek Faulkner, everybody. Welcome to the show. JP, welcome to the show. I know, Mango. I'm sorry. I'm not really going to bicker and gripe about the skiff too much. We did a little bit of that last night. I was saving it for tonight a little bit. Hi, Mr. B's Truth Seekers. Welcome to the show. Yeah, we're here. FAP, you're always here, even when I'm not. I love that about you, man. It's so funny because you're here. You set the time a lot for Goof On, and I'm not here. You were still here. Now we're both here. Thank you, Moody. I mean, FAP. I just looked at Moody again. Well. I heard the music playing in another tab. Richie has awoken. That's sad. Buddy Choo Choo. How you doing, man? David Wilcox. Nard Wilcox. I know. Aw, this hurts. It's not no show again. You get 6 nights of Goof On. I fell asleep a little bit. It's okay. It's not like you gotta pay for it or anything, but Diane. Diane's gone. She doesn't know we're back up. That's all right. So is Jeanette. Yeah, I was really hey, Glenn Collins, how you doing? Mark D. Truth Searcher, U.S. And my gums are sticking together. I want to see something, yeah. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I thought a certain persons would have messaged me here, but that didn't happen, did it? Yeah. Oh my God. David Wilcox got your email. Samo, Samir. Yeah, nobody messaged me that I was running late. That's interesting. Usually you guys, oh yeah, Samo did. Oh yeah, he did. 3 minutes after the show, he emailed me, but all right, let's get started. Welcome to the show. Like I said, we'll do what we can. And that's it. I'm doing the show. The show's the show. So we'll do what we do. I saw a really interesting third phase of Moon video. The one they just put up with Travis Walton going over UFO videos with the Cousins brothers. Well, I think it was just Brent. I didn't see Blake in here. It was just a Brent episode, which was strange. They did that to us. They did the old switcherooski. But it's interesting to watch Travis go over UFO videos. These are very strange videos too, man. I got to tell you, I'm going to start off with a weird one while I go get my drink. I'm going to end with the weird one. All right, I'm going to start with the rather gimbal-looking UFO. I don't want to give away my secret for... It's a weird episode, but I like it because it's so different. This is unreal. I have tabs open, so when on StreamYard you want to play a video, the tabs show up in a little box, and you choose the one you want to watch. Well, usually when you hit sharing, you want to put something up, the one that I usually pick is the first one. Well, for some reason, StreamYard's been dropping it down to the 4th and 5th position. So I'll go click on something and it won't be the right video, even though it shows the right video. Really strange. Yeah. All right, here we go. Third phase of moon with
These
Travis
orbs up in
Walton.
the sky, but this is at 30,000 feet. There's a close-up right there.
That's more like the Tic Tac shape, isn't it?
It does kind of have that gimbal kind of feel, doesn't it? There it is, kind of the open shot. You can see another commercial airliner in the background. There it is. It just happens like super fast.
I compare what we saw to the commercial airline thing. You know, when you see an airline coming in for a landing, the airport, they've reduced their speed a lot, but it looks like they're barely moving. But if they weren't doing a couple 100 miles an hour, they'd fall out of the sky. So the fact that that thing flew that fast and stopped right over the top of us, just, you know, nothing we have. We don't have anything like that.
The technology that you're seeing is, you're saying that basically our government doesn't have this kind of, you know, propulsion that we're seeing, that you're witness.
No, well, if they did, it's, who keeps a secret? Do you think the people in the government are keeping a secret? You know, it would take hundreds of people to maintain the hangar that thing's kept in and all this. Hundreds of people, and it's not going to leak out. The idea that the government has all this and that we're continuing to have to pay all this money just to heat our house and have lights on.
Yeah, I hear you. Here, check this one out. We got another one from a commercial airliner. And this is, again, 30,000 feet. This one, again, look.
I don't know about you guys. Travis looks a little bit tired, if you ask me, but it's kind of cool to see Brent talking to him in his own house in Snowflake, Arizona. It's kind of weird, but this is really cool stuff. It's interesting to hear Travis Walton talk about UFOs, and it's just weird that I have had this renewed hope that he is telling the truth after I watched that Travis Walton documentary, which I mentioned before.
Looks really more closely resembled to the gimbal right there. We're going to get some close-ups. Could this just be some sort of experimental balloon or something?
I don't think this has ever happened before. Travis Walton analyzing UFOs?
A phenomenon.
And it's above the clouds. So it's not being blown by the wind because the clouds would be moving.
All right, first of all, this is really a fun episode to watch with Third Phase of Moon. I love that they did this. However, Travis Walton is not a UFO expert. Oh, the clouds aren't moving. You can't tell in the video, guy. You can't, and they are. The clouds always move, dude. There's always a breeze when there's clouds around. You don't get it? Oh, I can't tell from this video if it's moving or not. The clouds aren't moving. You schmohawk. It's not how it works. Anyway, I just wanted to interrupt for a second. Travis Walton is not a UFO expert analyzer, but I love that he's actually trying to look at this stuff with Third Phase. It's funny. It's great. Yeah, it's interesting. You see another side of the guy. He's trying, man. He's trying. Come on, Travis. Tell us something we can believe.
There's no CGI in this one. It's legit, in my opinion. What do you think?
I think it's legit, whatever it is.
Says the expert. I'm giving a hard time. It's what I do. Point out the obvious.
This is, I think, even better than what the government dropped, right? It's not flare video. We're seeing a straight up video right here at 30,000 feet.
Poor Travis. Travis is probably sitting there in his mind. He's like, I didn't ask for this shit. 73, 4, 5. How old am I, Martha? I'm in my 70s. I don't need this shit anymore. The hell, friggin' abduction. Never happened. How do you like that? Travis Walton's going to get mad. Never happened. All right, we've seen that video. Let's look at this one. This is good.
I'm still thinking, we got videos all the time. I'm going to give you a close-up right here, Travis.
Oh, he's getting in there.
Let's see. Tell me what you think.
Yeah, please do. This is a good one. No way that could be a balloon. There's no string.
It kind of looks metallic.
Yeah, but it's floating along like a balloon.
Does it look like it's attached? Do you think it's moving, or is this parallax?
Well, because the camera's moving at the same time, it's hard to tell.
And by the way, what the hell does parallax mean? That's okay. There is a slight tinge of something here that I could see. I'm gonna say this out loud, and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody, nor third phase of moon, but that's a balloon. And I think I caught the string just by accidentally pausing it right there. I didn't mean to, but there's something that is glinting right there. You can still see it actually. Comes right down, straight down, and it's moving this way from right to left. Not because of the way the car is going, but my opinion.
If aliens wanted to disguise their presence, they could imitate balloon behavior.
Disguise their appearance.
Yeah, there's a person that stated that back in the day, that they disguise themselves as balloons. Well, you know, this one doesn't impress me too much, but somebody sent it. They wanted to get our opinion. I'm thinking this is some pretty much mundane, but it's interesting footage. It's
Travis Walton on third phase of moon. It's pretty cool. There's some. Oh yeah, I wanted to show. Damn it! I want to show you the weirdest sighting I think I've ever seen. I'm not even going to say a word yet. Let me show you this. I didn't show this yet because it's really super weird.
Now, here's another video that's been making its rounds, and it's quite interesting.
They now make UFOs that look just like rockets. It's amazing.
Looks like a sideways blimp, like it's just hanging from the nose area.
Yeah.
But
it's because it is.
It's perfectly still. If it was a balloon, you would think, because there is cloud coverage, that there's wind, that it would be kind of moving around.
Skinner!
The light.
Doc! Just say it. We're looking at a rocket toy. This is not alien. This is not an unidentified flying object. This is a model rocket. Why are we showing this? If it looks like a rocket, it doesn't act like a rocket, but I got 2 out of 3 in the look like, acts like, and is like. It's a duck. Come on. That's why I like this episode. They got balls to post something like this and call it a UFO, because the top doesn't have a dome. It's got a light on it. Watch.
Lights on the tails are not blinking. So that's not FAA regulation. They have to have certain colors saying,
Hey, and by the way, that shit is not moving a freaking muscle. It's stuck in the sky, whatever it is.
Which is left and right side of their craft.
It's got to be a
top
toy.
Of it looks quite interesting, as if maybe it's a large window, or possibly even maybe a solar panel, if it's electric. It's an interesting thing. It actually reminds me of when I was a child, those water bottle rockets that you'd shoot up. And
yeah, definitely. It does look like a bottle rocket. I'm thinking it's probably definitely an advertisement stunt. Somebody put this up there, and we're looking at something that's definitely one of.
I don't see how that could be an advertising stunt with no advertising. Come on.
Ours. In my opinion, again.
Yeah, we're going to put this in the sky and not tell anybody where to go to. Yeah, it's got to be some sort. See, this is what Doc was saying. This portion that's blacked out, it could be a window, or what this is, and it's not on. This is the LCD screen. This has lights on it, and it tells you where you are. Right underneath me is John's Dollar Store, right? Right under my ass is John's Dollar Store. I got rocket ass fuel. Yeah, guess what? It's coming out my ass because I'm a rocket. That's right. Yeah, with no top, just the TV set that's now off for the video pleasuring audience. Huh? That was fun. Third phase of moon. The link to that video will be in the show description. As soon as I'm done, I'll throw it in there. That video is really weird. But I like that they posted something good. And Travis Walton. Are you kidding me? Travis? That was fun. That was fun. I like the effort. They always do something. And then other people will follow. And they'll say, we did it. No, you're not the first to do it. What's this? Yeah. True. True, Dorothy. Could be waiting 14 years. But you haven't, and you're not. And you know what? 6 nights a week. I don't put ads in. It's all free. I was a little upset at myself when we first came here late at 8:30. Really didn't see it coming. Don't know how I fell asleep. Don't know how, but I did. Dorothy, thank you for being a member for over a year and almost a year and a half. Wow. Yeah, you've been watching longer than a year, 14 months, that's for sure. Thanks for being a member, Dorothy. You always said, see, you support, and there's the $5 super dono. What's today? Wednesday, right? Today's Wednesday? Hold on. Let me see something. Yeah, that's what I thought too. That's what I thought. So it's Wednesday, right? Diamondbacks made it into the World Series last night. Freaking unbelievable. Dorothy, thank you for the $5 super dono and being a member to Goof On for a long time. So 14 months is nothing to sneeze at. I'll take 14 hours. Anybody want to listen? You want to watch the show for a few hours? Thank you very much. I appreciate all of it. Thanks, Dorothy. Mucho gusto, generoso. And for being a friend of the show. Continuing supporter. David threw down $1. That's a super dono as well. It's a £1, £1 super dono. He knows. David knows. You get it. That's why you did it. Thank you very much. I didn't even mention supporting the show when I first got here. Yeah. You can help support same way. Super chat, super sticker, PayPal, Cash App. All the links are in the show description and on the homepage of Goof On. Thanks, David. Thanks, Dorothy. 2 Ds, David and Dorothy, because 2 Ds are better than 1. Do we have a third? Thank you very much. As a goosh, as a dish, and as a bouge. Alien Girl. Nice. Alien Girl's here. Yeah, that's nice. Why fools? Call me lazy. That's good. That'll make me happier. Nothing like that. Nothing. Double D's. That's what I did. I did check the PP. I'm looking right at PP, but there's nothing in PP, David. So I'm going into the PP instead of the... Yeah, there's nothing in PP. Not yet, anyway. But thank you. Thank you. Jammer Travels. Welcome to the show. Ms. DJ. DJ's been around for a year. SoCal Squatch is here. How is everybody? Yeah. So yesterday we learned, or the day, within a day or two, David Grush was asking, I don't know why this is even a public thing, how that got to be a public story from two people that shouldn't be sharing these emails or messages with anybody else. Hey, if you're going to be in a skiff, act like you've been in the skiff. You're going to talk to the skiff chief, Gillibrand? She's not the skiff chief. Oh, that's right. Well, Gillibrand, hey, my view on this is he's the main guy. He's the guy with the whistleblowing secrets. Pay for him. Pay for his room, his board, his 3 square meals, and $40 a day walking around money. $50 a day now they say it is. Yeah. 80? Hey, when I got walking around money, they gave me $40 in 2006. That was my walking around money. In Manhattan. You're going to be on our TV show, Rich. We have you staying at the Hilton in downtown Manhattan. Here's $40 for you. It got me a cup of coffee without sugar. You got to tip in New York. Everywhere you go, you got to tip. If you don't tip, now they only get 8 million visitors a year. Everybody tips. All right. Into Thin Air is here. Hey, what do you say there, Chief? Good to see you. Got the messages. I saw you. Nice to see you here. And Zach Diecast Montu. Everybody's showing. I know. I can't even believe that we have people here. All right, let's get back to work. I was working, actually. I was doing an actual show. Oh, right. So, yeah, there it is, David. Thank you, everybody. Last night, I played the Law of Attraction video after the show as a bonus to the show. That's why it's almost 4 hours long, for those of you wondering. And there's this other thing that seems to be happening, these updates that just happen out of nowhere to my computer, and I hate it. And then I get to my computer and, thank God I know my 4-digit code, or else I wouldn't be able to get in. But every single day, it's like an update, another update, another update. And then not only that, you got Google updates and bookmarks, and I got to update this today. We got to update that today. We got security problems on Facebook, security on X. We're going to update this on Messenger. We need your permission, so you need to verify on this phone. I don't have the phone anymore. Well, what other options are there? Well, let's find out. Email. I don't have that email anymore. Why isn't my update in there? Oh, it is in there. There's my new phone. There's the new email. I did update, so why are you asking me for my old stuff? You believe I'm going through this? All the time with especially on Messenger. I've been kicked out of Messenger for a 10-day period one time for no reason. I went to go in, put in the password because it logged me out for some reason, and it says your account has been suspended for 10 days. You have 9 days remaining. Why? Guidelines, I do some look in my emails. They send you the thing, but they don't tell you what you said. Now, I know from experience, from being blocked before, I don't do anything like that anymore on Messenger or anywhere, really. So I don't understand what's going on. Some weird shit going on. And then to add on top of it, everybody's here for the show, and I'm sleeping on the couch chair. All right, I don't know what I was going through. Look, there's this Peru thing. Can we do we have to keep talking about it? What's the title of tonight's show? Let's go back. Wait. Guaranteed, it says, in 20 years we could have alien disclosure, but with dire consequences. That's part of what I wanted to talk about. Political and spiritual, very intelligent beings, if they're alive. See, we're all assuming disclosure, we're going to be talking to aliens. That may not be the truth at all. There may be nobody to talk to. See, I don't believe that. I think there's a whole universe out there. And now that it's 33 billion years old, the observable universe, it's doubled now with James Webb Telescope. Our odds have doubled. And the odds are good that there's intelligent life out there. Have you ever seen the picture of Earth from the edge of the universe from Voyager? Or have you ever seen one called the pale blue dot? The picture? I want to show that to you. Let me pull it up. Dit dot. The pale blue dit dot photo. Dorothy. This is one of my freakiest. This picture scares the shit out of me. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But you're seeing Earth from the edge of our solar system. That's it. Right here. To the right. See it? I can't. There we go. We are so small. And we're in this ray of light. Is that what that is? Or some band of something? Here's a look at that dot again. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, quote unquote, every quote unquote supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there on a mole of dust, suspended in a sunbeam. Carl Sagan, 1934 to 1996. That is, the Earth has imagined from the Voyager 1 spacecraft as it exited the solar system in that's 33 years ago, almost 34 years ago. Earth is nearly 4 billion miles away, and that's it. That's it. I don't even know if you can see it. That's it. It's only 4 billion miles. That's not even a light year. Is it? A light year. You're traveling 186,000 miles a second. So in 10 seconds, it would be here. 1 billion miles. No, 40 seconds, in less than a minute. If you're traveling the speed of light, you can get from the Earth to the edge of the solar system in 40 seconds. That doesn't seem right. It might be. Anyway, let's say 10. I like 10 seconds. No, because you can get from here to the moon in 3 seconds, right? 2 seconds. Yeah. So I think I'm right. 35, 45 seconds. Anyway, it's a blip and we're nowhere. The reason I show you that picture, because we are so insignificant, really, even though we're significant in the grand scheme of everything out there, we wouldn't even be seen. We would be engulfed in our own sun's light. We're in the Goldilocks zone, thank God. However, that light that gives us life actually keeps us invisible. In that light, yeah, I know, there could be other ways to find us. And I'm sure that the real intelligent aliens that are looking at us, I'm sure they have good telescopes. But if they're looking at us, they're seeing us in the past. So Or the future? No, the past. Well, because light has to travel to them, wherever they're at. They'll never see us. And our signals have only gone out for 60 years. Not even 70 years yet. Which is nothing. I mean, we haven't even gone. Our signal probably can't even be detected because it hasn't reached anywhere. It's still an interstellar space. You get it? It hasn't hit anywhere yet. It's not going to hit anywhere for a very long time. We'll all be gone. I mean, humanity will be gone by then. By the time so if there's an alien that's out there, it would have to be relatively close and just happen to be passing by to know that we're here. Because wherever they're at, if they're looking at us in the past. So if they think they can leave there in a spaceship, go across the galaxy, universe, whatever, and get here, we're all dead already. Right? So when people say, oh, the aliens, they found us, they can't. No, they probably didn't. Not yet. I don't think an alien species will find us for, well, that's to say if there's no disclosure in 20 years. The reality of it is, if there are no aliens here now, or have been, and let's say the first discovery is about to happen, let's just say it probably won't happen for, I don't know, 10,000 years? It's a long time away. It's another ice age away. That's why when you hear people saying, the aliens are here already, man, that is really, they're here. Wow. If they're here, that would have to be some hell of a coincidence for them just to go in a Goldilocks zone of a solar system, a single-starred solar system, which could have been two. We don't know. It may have been another sun. But to be where we are and to expect and believe that aliens are here with us, they would have had to have existed here with us. Or haphazardly found the planet at the same exact time we were being created. That's why the odds go against that, being that aliens are visiting us in a lot, like 100 or 57. What is it? 57 flavors now of aliens? There's a lot of aliens. There's, I don't know, over 100 crashes. Half of them are aliens. 57 aliens. I mean, come on. All right, let me show you this. You remember earlier in the year, let's go back a little bit this year to Las Vegas and the aliens that apparently crash landed in some guy's backyard without a ship. I mean, they're there in the backyard. Apparently, we're supposed to believe that something that looked like a meteor that was captured on the cops' cam landed in this guy's backyard without an impact crater or any form of craft to be seen, right? So we have supposed aliens that landed in a Las Vegas backyard. Then we find out that the story's been held on to till the day before David Grush went out with his first News Nation interview with asshole face. Rose cuckold. I find that interesting. And it just happens to be in George Knapp's world, his backyard of Las Vegas. And he was the one with that story. For 3.5 weeks, he held on to it. When can we go live with this story? I know when. The day before David Grush. Do you know how many people we can get to watch KLAS in Las Vegas. I'm going to be a national folk hero. George's eyes are starting to close so much he can't see reality. But I like George. I do. I take back some of the mean things I said.
The Las Vegas UFO thing.
Now it's going viral. Everyone's talking about it.
Viral, and there's more stuff that is coming out. Ready?
Yes. Ready.
They actually have a video of the family going into the backyard. The sons, and they're carrying guns, and they see something. Everyone's trying to like show it on the video, like you can't really see anything. But it scared the family, where they're like, ah! And they all ran away.
So it crashes. The family goes out there with guns.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the policeman's like on the radio before he gets there. He's like, ah.
Hold on. For the first time in the history of hearing this story, all summer long, first time I ever heard of a gun. Right? I didn't know they were carrying guns. Not one person mentioned it. Ever. Not when the cops were there. Right? I want to go back and take a look, but I can't grab the Zimbabwe.
Oh man, you guys, I got butterflies. This is freaking me out a little bit. He's like, I don't want to do this. So he talks to the family. They're like, there's two creatures back there, 8 to 10 feet tall, big eyes, big mouth. He's asking neighbors, like, did you see something crash in the yard? But then all these neighbors were reporting these black SUVs pulling up to this house that the crash landed in. They saw men in suits get out, interview the family, and the news, they've been trying to get a hold of the family. They're dead. Well, no, they don't know where they're at. They're not at the house anymore.
Oh, cool. No. Cool. They've seen too much.
What?
So interesting, right? I mean, this is what you just saw. The reason I'm showing you it from their point of view, because that's the public. That's what the public sees and hears and reports back. See why I'm showing it? Isn't it interesting? I never heard of a gun. For me, because I don't pursue stories that I think are fake, like this one. I don't think this is real. I think this is bullshit. I think the kids saw the meteor in the sky and wanted to make this story up. Seriously. But then I look at this video, not this one. I look at the video where they go into the backyard and people have done analysis on it. It really does look like there's an alien or two hiding behind the tractor there. I mean, clear as day. It's weird. I don't like it, but I love it. But I don't believe it. Why? Why would the aliens just stay there? Because they're scared? Yeah. Because if they start running in the open, if that guy's got a weapon and they're aware of it, well, they know the consequences. Whatever happened to the aliens? We don't know. But they did make it out. And we don't know if there's any bodies to talk about. And now I just heard there were these black unmarked vehicles patrolling the neighborhood, supposed men in black, government people, and now the family's missing. I thought they just did an interview. Didn't they just do an interview? And correct, why fools. The kid is a UFO nut. He's got a UFO channel for of all things. It's bullshit. Yeah, thank you, Cat Creeps at Midnight, but it's not that type of show. Appreciate you giving us the news on mass shootings. We try to get away from that while we're here. You know, we try to get away from reality for a little while. Yeah. Hey, if there was an extinction level event, that can be put, that's okay to post. But you might as well post, my neighbor caught COVID. You might as well post that because it means just as much to me. It's the same type of effect it has on a paranormal show. David with the £1, £1 super dono. It's a donation of all love. Thanks, David. We're doing it live. Thank you very much for the £1, £1 super dono. He's a continuing supporter of Goof On. Mucho gusto generoso. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Coolness. We're still here. We're doing it live. Now, that alien or aliens in Vegas came around a few weeks before the crazy lady on the airplane, which is another very strange story. She just happens to be a Washington, D.C. resident and lives in D.C. There was a lot of strange things that she might work for TMZ. I don't know. I don't think that the crazy plane lady faked that story at all. I think that person, whoever it is, had some sort of episode. Or what about the other 3 or 4 people that are on airplanes that are saying that person isn't human, or they start hitting somebody saying there's something wrong with this person, right? People freaking out on airplanes has become a thing in the last 6 months to a year. And people are saying some strange things when they freak out on these airplanes. And he's not real is one of them. You want disclosure? You can have it. There will be consequences, though. The government has to make sure there's consequences for their nest egg being called out. What are they going to do now? See, if disclosure happens, and now the cat's out of the bag, China and Russia will now be very interested in this technology that we supposedly have. Yeah, their spies were giving them stories, but confirmation of it? Well, now it's public, and they want it. What do you think's going to happen if they know we have the most powerful of all things? They're going to want it in their possession. Someday. See, China and Russia, they play the long game. They don't do it like we got to get there in 3 weeks, Johnny. Pull up our SEAL team. Our SEAL team's just as good. Mr. Wang is not as good. Mr. Wang, he could barely hold his breath in any kind of water that's warmer than his body temperature. Mr. Wang is not a SEAL. We'll get the best of the best in our world. Okay, whatever you say. Send your spies over. Send your loved and your poor, your indigenous, to the Statue of Liberty. Just send them to the Statue of Liberty, and they can stay there for a minute while they check in to border policies. I can't speak. All right. Let me show you where our tax dollars are going. Are you interested? Look, a lot of us are sitting here right now thinking, hey, I pay taxes. I'm a great citizen. Are you? Really? Do you know where all your money's being sent to? Yeah. You know, about 100 bill of our money. 100, that's billion. $100 billion went to that war. Yeah. Do you remember signing that saying, I'm an American citizen. All my tax money goes to America first. America first, the infrastructure and keeping everything running right, paying for the police and hospitals and everything else. What's that? All my money went to the Ukraine? Funny. I don't think I work for the Ukraine. I don't remember the Ukraine ever giving me money. Do you guys ever remember getting anything from the Ukraine? Anybody? I wonder why. Oh, my father lives in an old world. He can't change into this world. He doesn't understand that America is not the power it used to be. We can't afford to police the world because that's what my father said. we police the world because we have the technology and the money to do it. So, you know, Russia wants to go and do that. We can't. Why can't we? Why? Why do we have to give them money? Because they're being killed. You know, it's our duties as Americans. He said this. It's our responsibilities as Americans to save the world from people like Saddam Hussein, Putin. It's just, in a way, I get it, but that's not this world anymore. And he just can't accept it. He doesn't, I'm going to say it. He thinks 9/11 just happened by terrorists. Those buildings just fell straight down all the way to the ground. 3 of them. It's never happened before, but 3 steel buildings are all going to fall in their footprint today. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to happen. Well, get this. 2 of the planes are going to hit 2 of the buildings. The 3rd one, fire. In the basement. That's where $2 trillion was hidden. I know. It just fell straight down. Straight down. 8 hours later. I know. You would think that an airplane that crashed into the World Trade Center, you wouldn't think it would have any effect on a building block away. You wouldn't think it, but it did. It just fell straight down. Hey, do you know there were other buildings that just happened to come down on? All right, can't get into that. I don't know why I'm talking like this. It's crazy talk. Oh, I got this video. Did I show it? The crazy technology. All right. This is why disclosure can't happen. Is Alien Girl still here? This video I'm going to show you is why disclosure can't happen. All right, go. What the hell's going on? Oh, that was really strange. See what I mean? It just picked up on the wrong. I hope this is it. All right.
Have you ever seen an Apache helicopter up close? And these 22-year-old kids are flying them. Incredible looking pieces of equipment. And they've got a helmet with a mask, and they call it slaving the ship to the goggles. They activate the goggles so that wherever they turn, the helicopter turns. And where they've got eye sensors, so where their eyes go, the guns go. You look at it, you kill it. And they're giving us these demonstrations, and they're flying them all around the set. And I'm like, okay, I've seen the pyramids. I've seen a lot of Van Goghs. I've seen the Notre Dame Cathedral in France. They're beautiful. I saw the Mona Lisa. That was great. Seeing this fucking helicopter turning as the guy's head turns. I'm like, who's building cooler shit than this?
That's where our money's going. Into shit that was in The Predator, that was in RoboCop. All the technology that we used to see growing up is a reality now. It is. And that's where it goes. That's where the money goes to. I'm going to show you where our money went to, and you tell me if it's real important. You ready? I'm in a helicopter or an F-18 or whatever airplane, and I'm holding on to my joystick and my button to shoot. Ready? I'm flying the plane. I got my goggles on. Everything's good to go. And I'm on radar. I've got a lock. Ready? Ready? Rockets off. Shot my machine gun at it. Ready? Here's the new technology. You ready? Still holding on to this. You ready? Here's the technology. Killed them all. God, I'm glad we spent $100 trillion on this. We can kill faster. Woohoo! I love me Skinwalker helicopters. Huh? That's what our technology did over the last 40, 50 years. Durr. Durr. I killed him. Wow, this keeps me up at night. This technology, it's just so insane. We had it in RoboCop. Unbelievable. See, that's how they try to train. They try to make us think that this is new shit. It's been out. Hey, David Wilcox, $25 on PayPal. Came in about 10 minutes ago. One small step to disclosure, one giant leap of faith. Yes. Yeah, it would have to be a giant leap of faith. And thank you for the support. 25 bones. On PayPal. Canadian dough, mind you. It's Canadian. I like seeing that. I like seeing that. Thank you very much. David Wilcox, not Wilcock, with the PayPal support. Again, continuing support for years. Mucho gusto, generoso. All right. That is not my O face. You want to know what my O face is? It's oh. That's my O face, not this. Wait, hold on. All right, you got me. That is my O face. That's my O face. That is it. That's my O face. You're right. You're right. I'm a silent killer. All right. How much smarter are aliens to humans? Have you ever thought about how smart we're not? Neil deGrasse Tyson does a remarkable job of explaining how stupid we are if there are intelligent beings watching us, monitoring us, abducting us, using us, killing us, eating us, sharing us, doing us. Huh?
Smartest chimp does what our toddlers can do.
This is amazing.
And there's no way you will explain to a chimp, I'll have dinner ready at 6:30. Can you pick up some juice on the way home? The simplest human thoughts are inconceivable to a chimp. And their talents are about what our toddlers can do. So let's get back to this 1% smarter alien that we've discovered. What would we look like to them? Well, they would roll Stephen Hawking forward after combing the human species, and they'd say, this one is slightly smarter than the rest because he can do astrophysics calculations in his head like little Timmy over here, who just came home from preschool.
Isn't that amazing? You see? God, I'm glad I accidentally was recommended that. It makes sense. That 1% smarter than us is huge. Huge. It's true, though. A chimpanzee can't go get your laundry and cook you dinner and make appointments for you, but it understands basic stuff like building blocks. You know, oh, that's a square that goes in there, and that's a triangle, that one goes there. And, you know, it understands what food is. Oh, banana, peel, eat. You know, it knows easy stuff. It doesn't plan. It doesn't know it even exists, really. Some people question that. I think a chimp knows it exists, but I don't think it's pondering it. I think if it was to walk by a mirror and saw itself, you know, do this, you know, it'd start freaking out. You know, it would be really weird for that chimpanzee at first. Have you ever seen chimps in mirrors? You should look that up on YouTube and look how chimps react in front of a mirror. It's very interesting. Yeah, we can look it up now. Yeah. Chimps in mirrors. Ready? Let's take a look at this guy. Wait. Here we go. This chimp is going to see himself because he doesn't understand. So this is us in the eyes of aliens. So imagine us being the chimp and the aliens watching us the way we watch chimps watching themselves, looking in a mirror, not understanding why they see something that they've never seen before, but they understand it's doing what I'm doing. Go. This is where we supposedly came from. Somehow we managed to become us. Where'd he go? Wait. Whoa. Hey. Oh. Hey. Oh. See, you can't teach a chimpanzee how to box. That was my dad today. But, you know, we've come a long way, baby. In just a mere couple 100,000 years. That's it. That's it. Very, very quick. You know? It makes you wonder. A little bit. Makes you wonder. I don't know if we come from... It sure looks like we come from apes. What if... Oh my God, I just realized. I never thought of this. Maybe I did. What if... Okay. People think we are created from what? Who? The Anunnaki? They keep a Naki. They made us into them, right? The Illuminati Naki, right? The tall whites, the beautiful Nordique looking type of species, of course. It's always got to be the white guy. Because this is generally 99% white men and women. White men and women are in ufology. I don't know where that came from. I don't know how that happened. But what if things we see, we don't understand, are because of the Earth itself and its magnetic waves and its magnetic? What's the thing that's around the Earth that protects us from all the violent sun rays and space rays, right? It's the magnetosphere, right? Which is weakening every year by leaps and bounds. And as soon as that goes, so does our atmosphere. We're going to become just like Mars if we can't protect the planet from the solar winds, we're just going to roast. I don't think that's going to, it could happen. I don't know if it will. But there's a lot of strange anomalies that happen on the surface of Earth. And the one thing I have learned that there are ley lines that are all over the Earth. And there's maps of these ley lines that go from pole to pole. And apparently these ley lines are energy markers of some sort. And they could all work together collectively as one or individually. That's the idea behind the ley lines. These are energy lines of some sort. Energy maybe for communicating, travel, who knows, right? Electricity. And if you look where ley lines are, you'll find the pyramids at Giza, right? You'll find Hedgestone. What is that place called? The Hedgestone? Right? You got that in England. Stonehenge. And you've got other major man-made, man-constructed building structures that are on the ley lines. So if that energy is being manipulated somehow to be useful for mankind, is it also a rogue energy that can just pop up like little tiny tornadoes of energy? You'll be sitting at home and you live on a ley line. All of a sudden, you don't know it, but there's some of this ley line energy traveling underneath your house and it's about to pass by underneath. All of a sudden, a book moves on your desk because it's from the ley line. Holy shit. Is that Jenny? Jenny's the ghost. That's your, ex-wife for, well, I know. She's a ghost and she's in your house and the book just moved. Why? Why would that happen? Why would Jenny the ghost be in my house moving my book on my desk? Well, Jenny didn't have anything to do with it at all. It was all the ley line energy and captured energies and frequencies that are in the things we live amongst. I know it doesn't make sense, but somehow I think this energy can be manipulated, used, and things can move just by accident, just unknowing. However, what about the cases where there's intelligence behind the things that are being moved? Hey, I walked into the bathroom and the soap dish came at me, and the hair dryer, and the iron, and the ironing board. Everywhere I went, things were thrown at me. It wasn't random. That's intelligence. Well, that's just the ley line feeling your energy moving through your home. And, and it's just following you. Bullshit. What if these so-called aliens can manipulate the ley line and energy in the earth to manipulate us, to move things around us, to trick us? What we're seeing are hologram images. Not really, but in a way, it's like a hologram image of an old frequency that had energy. And if you're a fan of what we're doing here and what we talk about, you know that energy never dies. It just disperses. Well, how can it disperse yet stay the same in the afterworld, in my world, 10 years after Jenny passed away? See, I don't buy it. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't want to claim I understand. I'm just trying to figure out why. And I think ley lines may have something to do with it. Who the hell knows? I really don't know. But I like the way I'm thinking. I'm doing good. And the reason I brought all of that up, one word: werewolves. Somebody thinks they captured a werewolf on video. I've never seen anything like this. I can't wait to show you.
Are you ready for this?
Yes, Regis.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna shake in your boots. I swear this is I've never seen anything like it.
How come we always hear that? I've never seen anything like it. It's true. You ready? Real werewolf captured on camera?
You be the judge.
On February 2nd, 2004, Michael Lacoma was camping for the weekend around Fresno, California. He grabbed his cell phone and recorded the scenery, which brought him immense peace and tranquility.
I'm sorry, Fresno, the meth capital of the world, by the way. But anyway.
Soon heard the noise of an animal at the top of a nearby hill. Little did he know that when he went to record the hill next to his campsite, he would capture one of the most bizarre videos involving mysterious cryptids.
Shape up there. What the hell is that? Oh my God.
Look at it. It looks like it's leaping.
Right.
As Michael shows off his campsite, his attention is soon brought to a nearby hill after hearing a strange noise. As he focuses his camera at the top of the hill, he captures a dark creature on two legs leaping.
First of all, I don't understand why they say it's a werewolf. First of all, it's the daytime. Nobody mentioned anything about a full moon. Nobody mentioned anything about a transformation happening on camera. Nobody mentioned anything about a werewolf. The guy said, I don't know, there's something up there. It's a shape of some sort. It is weird. It's leaping. It looks like it could be a monkey, a gorilla that's just out in the desert on a horse with no name. It has a name? Okay. Esmeralda, the horse. Got it. Esmeralda, the horse, is with werewolf. Werewolf. That's the end of the video. Isn't that silly? Let's watch it one more time.
On February 2nd, 2004, Michael Lacoma was camping for the weekend around Fresno, California. He grabbed his cell phone and recorded the scenery, which brought him immense peace and tranquility. He soon heard the noise of an animal at the top of a nearby hill. Little did he know that when he went to record the hill next to his campsite, he would capture one of the most bizarre videos involving mysterious cryptids.
Shape up there. What the hell is that?
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God. That ain't right.
As Michael shows off his campsite, his attention is soon brought to a nearby hill after hearing a strange noise. As he focuses,
it looks like the left arm of this thing isn't moving. And it looks like I'm telling you, it looks like a monkey. Chimpanzee jumping. That's what it looks like.
His camera at the top of the hill.
It looks exactly like a chimpanzee with one working arm. Very interesting, but no werewolf. Very strange. Why couldn't that just be a guy up on the hill there, just acting a fool for his friend, his campsite? Doesn't that make more sense? Who's this person? Jeanette Angel, the angel of Goof On with the £5, 5 quid super dono. What's up there, sunshine? How are things in the UK this morning? Welcome to, 3 in the morning, whatever over there. My God. I can't believe it. You must have accidentally woke up like me. Jeanette Angel throwing down a £5, 5 quid super dono. Jeanette, I said I started at around 8:30. I said, I'm just doing the show. I'm doing the regular show. We had 50 for a while. Got up to like 88 people. Now we're around 80. I'll take that. Thanks, Jeanette. Hey, mucho gusto, generoso, sister, the angel of Goof On. Jeanette Angel, everybody. DB Property Maintenance, how you doing? It could have been a panther in a fight. Could have been. I didn't see another panther there, but could have been. Buddy Choo Choo, how you doing? Purdue 411. Ms. DJ, good to see you. Marcel Nunn, of course. Aliens ate my Buick. Good to see everybody coming and going tonight. We started 90 minutes late. There were technical issues with my sleep, and I'm here now. All right, let's go here. So I'm going to show you something. This is the public's perception of what's going on with the aliens in Peru. From the same team of people we saw, the guy with the beard, these guys have a big show, big live stream they do. And when they talk about stuff, they make these 30-second, 1-minute clips, these short videos, and talk about things that we talk about here. But we're hearing it from people who don't research the stuff or are in the know to know what we know. They're literally the public Joe. And I love listening to what the public thinks is going on, especially when it comes to aliens attacking people in Peru. Now, I'm not even on the fence on this one. I don't believe it's aliens at all. But if you ask a few people in the field, they feel there's enough to go on to say something maybe of alien intelligence is happening over there, and they're keeping the public away from it. But that doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense but one thing. It's a conspiracy.
There's this village. They've been terrorized by, I forget what they call it in Spanish, but it basically means face peeler. And what these aliens, they're 7 feet tall. They float and glide through the woods. They've been terrorizing this village. A little girl was taken by them, and they were able to chase them off by shooting at them in the trees and stuff. Got the girl back, and she had cuts all around her neck. Like they're
But she
about
was
to
okay?
peel. Yeah, she was like in shock.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But then in the ocean, they pulled this dude out of the water. It was just spine and skull. The government.
No, not true. It wasn't just the spine and skull. Big lie. And I'm surprised he would say that, considering he did a 1-minute short about the body. It was buried right where the waves come up to, so no water was getting to it. It was in a bag, and it was buried in the sand. It looked like somebody just put it there. And apparently this thing had some injuries, but it wasn't just a spine and a skull. It was the whole corpse. The whole body was there. And to me, it looked like it was fresh. It looked like it just happened 5 minutes ago. You see, this is why I listen to what people say, especially what the public thinks.
The government is saying it's illegal miners that...
Peeling people's faces off?
Yes. But they're saying, like, well, what about them floating? They said, well, they have jetpacks.
Oh, come on.
Everyone in Peru's like,
no, they don't.
But then I saw this chick, she was trying to leave Peru, and she said they're not letting anyone leave Peru because they're trying to contain the story. They said that they're trying to scare off these villagers so that they can go in there and mine for their gold and stuff.
God, it's so stupid. Is it, though? Well, depending on where you live on the planet, you either believe in what's being told to you or you don't. Or you're just gullible and scared. And that's a terrible combination for anybody. So whatever's happening over there in Peru, I don't think we're ever going to know. So the funny thing about the jetpack stories, okay, because there was a jetpack incident and a few sightings over the last few years, it was nice to do some research of my own and look into the jetpack community. It is very, very, very small. Almost all of the jetpack community know each other. There's less than 20 of them in the world, 30 maybe. It's a very small community. And the reason they all know each other, because they all need parts when they break down, and they all can help each other because they know where all those kind of parts are. So they all get to know each other and make new relationships, and form a community of jetpackers. And there's just not a lot. Is it possible that the government's down there and they have their own jetpacks? Yeah. Yeah. But jetpacks are extremely loud. Ridiculously loud. And you would hear it. Even a half-mile away, you'd probably hear something. You'd be like, what the frig is that? A tornado? No, stand. All of a sudden, Mr. Humanoid guy comes flying, with his jetpack on. Well, go away. I love me, Peru. Attack me, attack me. Simmer down. All right. I'm going to play a video of Bob Lazar. I don't want to get crazy on Bob Lazar. I don't want to go into a rant about Bob Lazar. SoCal, that's a very good way to live when it comes to ufology. Life, you figure your life out. I can't help you. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, Bob Lazar why did this guy come out of the woodwork and start talking? And I have a very good logical explanation for why Bob Lazar is back and not keeping quiet. You want to know why? I'll tell you right after this video, and I think you'll believe my reasoning.
Bob Lazar has remained the most controversial UFO whistleblower in history.
In the late 1980s, the U.S. government had recovered alien spacecraft, several of them, and the technology in the Nevada desert that they were keeping quiet and analyzing. That's a fact. That's all my story was that I was just one of the people working on these craft.
There probably wouldn't be this awareness of Area 51 without Bob Lazar. And now we have the film, and suddenly he's back in the media and the public eye.
The most extraordinary technology that Lazar claims to have encountered at Area 51 was an alien reactor, one that he believes has the potential to change the world.
All right. So I have a little theory about Bob Lazar. I think Bob Lazar did work at S4. This is just one theory. Why? There's a guy named John Lear who, before Bob Lazar was even known, was already making connections with people at within the government, Area 51 S4. He always wanted to know what was going on there. He knew about these test flights that were in the Nevada desert. He's been hearing about them. He wanted to be one of few people in the world to see a UFO for real. And this is a guy who's made claims that there's a million people living all throughout our solar system on many of our moons and other things. So he's a strange guy. But I think Bob Lazar is his illegitimate son. I don't think Bob knows. I don't think he'll ever know. But I think he planned this for 20 plus years until Bob hit maybe 30 years old or so, was mature enough to maybe handle the job at S4. And I think John Lear had something to do with Bob Lazar getting the job at S4 so he could manipulate Bob Lazar into telling him when the test dates are going to come out and have an inside source to Area 51 and S4. So I think he helped facilitate getting Bob Lazar, a recluse, a dangerous recluse of a man, to go work on alien spacecraft. Do you know why they would choose a guy like Bob Lazar? No brothers, no sisters, little family. But man, that guy can sure build a rocket. That's my theory on Bob Lazar. I think Bob Lazar is the illegitimate son of John Lear, who John Lear manipulated through years and maybe decades of relationships and things and business dealings and conversations on the golf course, manipulating and always manipulating a way to get somebody or someone in S4. He couldn't go there. He couldn't because of who he was, right? But somebody else could, his illegitimate son. One person he could trust. Blood. Blood is thicker than water, but green is the machine. Bob Lazar is now getting paid. And now, you want to know why Bob Lazar's... See, I'll tell you why I'm right, and I think I'm right about what I'm saying. Because after John Lear dies, now Bob Lazar comes out of retirement. See, John Lear was told, we're not going to kill Bob Lazar. We thought about killing both of you. But what we're going to do is give you the responsibility to keep Lazar quiet. If he doesn't, stay quiet. We're coming after him, coming after you, and we're coming after everybody you love. So what do you think? Bob Lazar was told, do not talk about this. Go away. Just forget it ever happened. Go back to your life. You're lucky to be alive. They're going to stop. They told me they'd kill me if you didn't. So you have to now. Now I die if you make a mistake. So Bob Lazar shut up until John Lear died. And now he's out there talking like he's somebody who was at S4. Why? Maybe he was. Maybe he was. And the story is so grandiose and filled with so many holes, we don't believe it. But it's a possibility. Anyway, anything's possible. Bob Lazar is the illegitimate son of John Lear. I'm telling you, I'm right. They look just alike. They really do. Just take a look at them. Telling you. Thank you, Diane. Yeah, you see, Scott, I know. Sometimes things just don't happen overnight. This is something I thought about that hit me a few years ago, like 18 years later after. Yeah, I don't know if I'm right. But don't you think that's the best way to try to convince the government that your blood will not let you down? That Bob's my... Well, maybe John didn't know. Maybe he knew. Who knows? But I don't know if he was his kid. I just say that because they do have an identical mouth. They do look a lot alike. And they both believe in the same bullshit. All right. Let me pull this up. Okay. So tomorrow... we're going to be back. We'll be live tomorrow. By the way, congratulations, Arizona Diamondbacks, for doing the almost impossible, making it to the World Series as a number 6 seed in defeating and winning every road game, even Game 7 in Philadelphia last night. It was freaking phenomenal to watch. And I couldn't believe I was watching it. Couldn't believe it. It was really strange to watch the Diamondbacks win. However, nobody cares about the Diamondbacks. The same way people just don't care. And I talked about this last week and some days this week already. People just we're oversaturated with alien talk. So much so that people just don't care. So if there's an announcement that some guy is talking about aliens in a skiff tomorrow, nobody's going to care. It won't make big news. It won't be a thing. You'll see. So that skiff's tomorrow. Nobody cares. Why? Well, I think what has happened is the oversaturation and the undelivering of evidence that has turned people sour towards aliens and UFOs right now. Because you know what everybody is saying? Talk is cheap. We can handle it. Show me something. Nobody wants to hear a whistleblower. Nobody gives a shit about a skiff. Because we're not going to hear what's going to go on. Oh, tell us where it is, Burchett. I can't tell you shit, but I'll tell you this. Yeah, that's right. All right. But nobody cared. And that has become the focal point in mainstream news right now. Nobody cares about aliens. It's weird. We went from begging for mainstream media to talk about this shit to, what do you mean? Aliens are attacking people? Aliens are in Las Vegas? What do you mean that guy isn't real on an airplane? And guess what? Life still went on. People didn't jump out of windows. As a matter of fact, nobody cared. And listen to this. Who is this guy? Steve-O? Listen to Steve-O. He knows.
Recently, the government acknowledged the existence of UFOs. They're real. And that is objectively incredible. But what I find more incredible is the fact that when the government comes out and says UFOs are real, seemingly nobody cares.
They call them UAP. Unidentified anomalous phenomena, because UFO was in lieu of flying saucer. But now we know they're under the water, they're in space, like this is documented. So unidentified anomalous phenomena is the new government term. We don't know who operates them, and they appear to be able to do things that our own weapon systems can't. So you're right, they've said UFOs are real. We're no closer to understanding what a UFO truly is, who operates them, where they're from, what's the intent, what they represent to humankind. So the public, in general, they see that on the news. It's like, okay, yeah, we all kind of thought that because we're seeing them. Thanks, government.
Right.
But nothing's really answered.
That's weird. I did hit the mute button to turn it off. It didn't turn off. I said, that's right. Jeremy Corbell said exactly what he should have said. We didn't get any answers. The government acknowledged it, but didn't follow up with, here's what we know. And there's only one reason why they would do something like that, because they don't know. Right? Well, you can't have it both ways. You can't think the government knows and that they're going to bring disclosure soon, and then in the next breath say the government doesn't know. Either they do or they don't. Here's what we know. The government knows. The government had programs. I mean, let's not be silly. The government studied UFOs for decades, and they're still doing it. An AARO is a front. AARO. That is the biggest horse shit thing I've ever seen. Somebody, I can't say who, sent me this. I'm going to show you a U.S. patent. All they did was send me the patent, the number of the patent. That's what the email said. U.S. patent number 201-300-93-261A1. And that's all the email had. And this is it. It is a system for harvesting atmospheric electricity. Wi-Fi. Tesla. Free energy. Atmospheric energy. I don't know if you can read this, but it says, systems, methods, and apparatus for harvesting atmospheric electricity are provided. The system includes a laser configured to form a plasma filament and a collector configured to collect electricity flowing along the plasma filament. The plasma filament comprises an electrically conducting plasma filament. Atmospheric electricity may be collected by having the plasma filament form at least a part of a conducting path between ground and cloud, between differently charged regions of the same cloud, between differently charged regions of different clouds, and 4, between different regions of atmosphere where there is a vertical voltage gradient. When the plasma filament is not long enough to form the entire conducting path, a lightning may be triggered to complete the conducting path needed to collect atmospheric electricity. Whoa, man. It actually, oh wait, let me show this to you. I don't know why I shut that off. What is this? There's a cloud, plane, and a cloud. I don't understand what this means. Okay, positive, 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 negative, negative. Got it. All right. Yeah, I don't know. What's this? Cloud. Oh, ground to cloud. Got it. Okay. So, interesting. You can collect energy, but it seems like there has to be a thunderstorm around for that. I don't know. But somebody sent that to me, and I appreciate that. And you know who you are. I like that. That was, hey, look, that could be used in a terraforming type of way too, right? Or maybe that's how they got electricity from pyramid to pyramid back in the day. And when I say back in the day, I don't mean the 60s. I mean 3,500 years ago. Did you hear about this? This is very strange. This was yesterday. This came out on Reddit. It was a Reddit post about Kirkpatrick. And it says the UAP caucus lays out how Kirkpatrick could use his secret advisory group to prevent disclosure. In light of recent allegations surrounding the Senior Technical Advisory Group, STAG, it's crucial to detail how Sean Kirkpatrick manages AARO's processes. Understanding the framework of AARO's operations makes it apparent why the presence of so-called gatekeepers of secrecy within STAG raises credibility concerns. Dr. Kirkpatrick's refusal to reveal the identities of these individuals without clear legal grounds and against the tenets of the Advisory Committee Act, FACA, further clouds AARO's credibility. Below, they delineate the 5-step UAP case analysis framework to shed light on the matter, and then they show it. But final case determination, case closure reports, data upload for community review on classified systems. Yeah, this is the second of the reports that came out. We talked about this briefly. I want to play this for you, though. Dr. Kirkpatrick is not only ignoring the will of the American people, he's also disrespecting the work of all the rank and file team members of AARO who do not participate in the decision of how their work gets presented to the public. Check this out. I can play this whole thing. I'm not. It's 7 minutes and 16 seconds long. But listen to this. This is a great way to finish out the last few minutes we have tonight. The importance of transparency is shown in this clip.
Can you just give us some raw numbers of how many UAPs you've analyzed, how many have been resolved, and sort of in what buckets? And then,
first of all,
how many are...
She's an alien. She's an alien working within our government. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't think I am. I think she's an alien. Look at her eyes, guys, girls, people. She's not looking at him. Well, she is, but she's also looking in him. She's reading every vibration, every thought, every single piece of fabric of his being. And she's trying to manipulate the outcome with thought. She's an alien. I'm telling you, just keep watching. I'm telling you, she's an alien. Go. It won't play.
Are still left to be resolved. Just an update from your January public report where it was 366 or something, and about 150 were balloons, and about 24 were drones. You know, just give us an update if you have one.
Sure. So as of this week, we are tracking over. And
notice how much water they're drinking. You see that? And As soon as she got done speaking to Kirkpatrick, he may be an alien. That's why he has no emotions too. But look what she does. She's reaching down for another water bottle.
So
as soon as she can't even wait. She asks him a question, then she reaches down.
So, just give us an update.
Look, she's not even finished talking. I need that water. I'm going to chug this and then fill this back up.
Sure. So as of this week, we are tracking over a total of 650 cases. Now, the report in January basically said about half of the ones at that time, about 150, were likely balloon-like or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean they're resolved.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so what? When we walk.
That's confusing, don't you believe? Why would you do that? Why are you confusing us? Why didn't she know that those aren't the final analysis reports? Does it say it? Obviously it didn't, or she wouldn't be asking. That's very confusing. You can't have it as case closed and then say, no, the case is still open. It just doesn't say case closed. So it has to say case closed for it to be case closed. Other than that, we have to assume the case is open if it doesn't say case closed. Yes. Case closed.
Everyone through what our analytic process looks like. We have essentially a 5-step process, right? So we get our cases in with all the data. We create a case for that event. My team does a preliminary scrub of all of those cases as they come in, just to sort out, do we have any information that says this is in one of those likely categories? It's likely a balloon, it's likely a bird, it's likely some other object. Or we don't know.
You know what bothers me about this guy? He should be like this. We don't know if it's a bird, a drone, a plane. We don't know if it's a star, a planet, a quasar. What we do know is it isn't this. He's talking like he barely does the work. He doesn't know what to say. He's very slow and boring and emotionless. I'm telling you, this guy does not want this job. I've been saying it since day one. Yes, that may be his personality. Not for me.
Then we prioritize those based off of where they are. Are they attached to a national security area? Does it show some anomalous phenomenology that is of interest? If it's just a spherical thing that's floating.
Stop making up words. Phenomenology. Because you couldn't think of something like, listen to, I'll tell you.
Does it show some anomalous phenomenology that is of interest?
Does it show some anomalous phenomenology? That's not even really English. Just say it. Does it show what the phenomena shows? Is it showing something we can't explain? Not this word salad.
Those based off of where they are. Are they attached to a national security area? Does it show some anomalous phenomenology that is of interest? If it's just a spherical thing that's floating around,
just say, does it have any
with the wind,
paranormal
and it has
activity?
No payload on it. That's going to be less important than something that has a payload on it, which will be less important than something that's maneuvering. Right, so there's sort of a hierarchy of just binning the priorities because we can't do all of them at once. Once we do that and we prioritize them, when we take that package of data in that case, and I have set up 2 teams, think of this as a red team, blue team, or a competitive analysis. I have an intelligence community team made up of intelligence analysts, and I have an S&T team made up of scientists and engineers and the people that actually build a lot of these sensors, or physicists, because if you're a physicist, you can do anything, right? But they're not associated with the intel community. They're not intel officers. So they look at this through the lens of the sensor of what the data says. We give that package to both teams. The intelligence community is going to look at it through the lens of the intelligence record and what they.
So there are so many sightings happening within our government with the pilots that are flying these, F-22s, the Raptors, all sorts of stuff. They're the ones that are reporting this so frequently that we need to have an astrophysicist on call. We need to have somebody with that kind of degree to analyze the footage. How many UFOs are flying around our military personnel that we're not learning about it? Where they need to have an on-call astrophysicist, pretty much. Oh, I think it's strange. See, that doesn't make sense to me. There's that many UFO reports, UAP reports, whatever you want to call it. That you need to have somebody on call. I mean, I just find that very strange. And I get a very Nazi vibe from Kirkpatrick. He's from Werner von Braun. That's where this guy, that's who he reminds me. If Werner von Braun was alive today and had a kid, it's Kirkpatrick.
And their intel tradecraft, which they have very specific rules and regulations on how they do that. Scientific community, technical community is going to look at it through the lens of what is the data telling me? What is the sensor doing? What would I expect a sensor response to be? And back that out. Those two groups give us their answers. We then adjudicate. If they agree, then I am more likely to close that case if they agree on what it is. If they disagree, we will have an adjudication. We'll bring them together. We'll take a look at the differences. We'll adjudicate why do you say one thing and you say another. We will then come to a case recommendation. That'll get written up by my team. That then goes to a senior technical advisory group, which is outside of all of those people, made up of senior technical folks and intel analysts and operators from retired out of the community. And they essentially peer review what that case recommendation is. They write their recommendations. That comes back to me. I review it. We make a determination, and I'll sign off one way or the other. And then that will go out as the case determination. Once we have an approved web portal to hang the unclassified stuff, we will downgrade and declassify things and put it out there. In the meantime, we're putting a lot of these on our classified web portal, where we can then collaborate with the rest of the community so they can see what's going on. That's, in a nutshell, that is the process, right? So because of that, that takes time. So of those over 650, we've prioritized.
That process right there. That would seem a little bit redundant almost. I don't know if redundant would be it. But there's nothing wrong with redundancy in ufology as long as the math is done correctly and these people know what they're doing. But he just said something that worried me a little bit. And he said, if I have this person saying one thing and somebody over here saying something completely different, then we're going to have to get together and adjudicate and talk a gate and propagate. See, I don't like that. Nothing should be that difficult for anybody viewing any of these UAP videos to say something completely different from what someone else is saying. But when you bring the human element into ufology, into the study of this field and reports, you're going to get at least 3 different people telling you 3 different things. You know, that's the way it is in this field. Why? I can't explain it. Because I think you have to have a certain type of belief and a certain personality where you're not too gullible and you don't dismiss everything. You got to be that guy. You got to be me, is what you have to be, right? You got to be me. They don't have anybody like me, or perhaps you may think you're that person too, but they don't. They don't have people that have done the research. This is like their first time doing shit. You understand? They didn't hire people with experience in the field. They didn't hire anybody with any paranormal experience or have seen something or have spent thousands of hours with a camera in their hand, searching and researching the internet and people and interviewing hundreds, if not thousands of people witnessing things all over this country, all over the world. No, they don't have that there. See, AARO is a front for all the bullshit the government wants to say isn't real. And that's why we don't have any transparency. That's why this office is it's being run by a guy with the same exact intention as his personality. 0. This isn't about disclosure. This isn't about transparency. This is about verifying things that the government calls threats that we need to dismiss to not cause panic, to not show our adversaries there's some things flying around that, it could be us flying it around. Now, we don't want to tip our hand to anybody on the other side of the aisle over there. This is all smoke and mirrors. AARO. It's bullshit. You know what AARO stands for? Asshole, real orifice. I don't know. I just can't think of anything nice to say, so I feel like exactly what I just told you.
About half of them to be of anomalous, interesting value. And now we have to go through those and go, how much do I have actual data for? Because if all I have is a operator report that says I saw X, Y, or Z, my assessment.
And yes, and I know I'm not going to play any more of this. I'm tired of it. Obviously, he's just explaining what their processes are, those 5 processes, right? Whatever. I know that they've got to have the reviews. You got to have more than one person I get all that. I'm busting chops because AARO is not transparent and I don't like it. And I don't believe anything this guy tells me. I don't care if he's right. Smoke and mirrors. That's what asshole, rear end orifice is. That's AARO. Asshole, another asshole, rear end orifice. That's not even funny. I didn't even know why I would even smile about that. That's just wrong. Asshole, rear end orifice. Okay. All right, we're coming up to the end of the show soon. This next video, this has nothing to do with UFOs at all. It says, this is how women think, and it's men's fault. Narcissistic Karen gets laughed at. She can't help it. This is the way women think. Wow. I think this is a this is a great video. I've seen this live in person since high school, since 6th grade. I've seen this type of woman my entire life, and man, but you can't really say the situation a man would do what this woman does. And it's at the very end that's shocking. It's funny.
This satisfying Karen video that was submitted to me via Discord of this Karen going on a rant on a train about all this stuff, and it ends with everyone just laughing at her.
Nasty, you're a big fat slob, and you're touching me unnecessarily.
Well, you know what? You're touching me.
You're the one that sat your fat, sloppy body down. You wish. You'd love me to be a silent object. Go to hell.
Have a nice day.
So she is accusing a man of being misogynistic and wanting to rub up against her on a tight train or whatever they're on.
Keep your sarcasm to yourself. You're not very witty.
She sounds like an 11-year-old, maybe 12.
I'm not your doormat.
This is like
Everything she says is like a bumper sticker for misogynistic shit.
Kid repeating stuff her parents said.
I don't know one person here anything. You just think that you have the right to disrespect me because I'm an attractive woman.
There it is. You think you can do that to me because I'm an attractive woman. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that in my life. At one time, she may have been attractive. Not now. Lots of road miles on that train right there, for lack of a better term. In her mind, same way I think about me. I still think I'm 35. She thinks she's still 25. But women have a way different view of the world than men. And that is a very popular view. Women know men are stupid and will do anything to cop a feel, to have a look, to get a peek, to see what's underneath that, dress. Because guys are sick that way. Women don't understand that behavior. Every man does. Because we all have testosterone. It is the driving force for humanity. It's why we do what we do. If you had 20% of the testosterone men had, I think women do have 20%. Well, let me say, if you had half of what we had, you'd want sex all the time too. That's all we think about when we're young. Everything has to do with picking up chicks. Hey, man, you going to go out tonight? Yeah, you going to buy a new shirt? You're going to wear the one you wore last week. Well, the one I wore last week was real lucky. Well, you can't wear the same shirt. You know that, right? Go buy a shirt. Then you got to go spend money on a shirt. You going to wear the same pants? No. You're going to wear the same shoes? Obviously. It's expensive to be single and to be on that, to be out in the world, in the single world. It costs money. But when you're that young, you shouldn't have that much debt. See, life is always costing you money, whether you're chasing tail or chasing a dream. When you get the tail and the dream, what's next? You just keep getting more stuff and more tail. And then next thing you know, half your stuff is gone because you can't control what's in your pants. And men are stupid. And women know it and play it and use it against us all the time. You know you can talk that way to me because I'm good looking. Her whole life, daddy's little princess. You're the most beautiful girl on the planet. Every guy that looked into her eyes said, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever had sex with. Every guy she's ever dated, talked to, and wanted to be friends with wanted to bang her, and she knew it since she was 12. Now that she's late 30s, early 40s, she still thinks she's that and a bag of chips. Sorry, that ship has sailed. You hit the wall. We all hit the wall. The wall. Boink. And your looks are gone. One day you wake up, you're old. One day you wake up, your body's gone. Zip. One day you wake up, you're just not who you were 20 years ago. Every one of you will go through it. I listened to an interview with Schwarzenegger about a week or so ago. And he was talking about how he had this magnificent body. People paid to see his body. You know, he got the striations in there and the muscles are full of fiber and water. It's like it's a killing machine. I was really a Terminator. I was a walking Terminator. People wanted to see the Terminator. That was me. Now I look at myself in the mirror and you know, I'm better than 95% of the people out there, but it's all gone. Nobody wants to pay to see this. Now they want to hear about this. It's sad. He goes, getting old sucks. I never thought, he said, I would have a body like I have right now. You can't maintain it. I think he's 76. You just can't. I'm at the age right now, 55 to the end, where I will have to work out so hard and cheat, which I'm not cheating, but I do have therapeutic testosterone. In the next 2 months, I'm putting it all back on. Yeah, I'm gonna wear the stuff like suntan lotion. I'm going to inject the venom of youth that makes us men. I'm going to turn back the clock as soon as possible. As a matter of fact, tomorrow morning when I wake up, do the treatment, come back home by 10 a.m., I will be creating the serum to make me young again. Everybody's going to be a witness to it. We're going to see a transformation in 2 months. We're going to come back. I tell you what we'll do. Let's officially start tomorrow. All right? Because I can work out now. I can start. Right? Oh, no, I can't. Oh, no, I can't. I still have the thing in my arm. So they put this thing, it's called a PICC line, P-I-C-C. And it's in my vein, and it runs up my arm. And it goes all the way to the center of my chest. Right there. That's where the PICC line is. It's in me. So if I go work out, extend my arms, or I could pull it, detach it, something can go wrong. And they tell you, try not to lift more than 5 pounds with that arm. So, you know, I had the right foot and the left arm. I couldn't work out for 2 months. September 4th was the last day I worked out. So I think what I need to do is November 1st. Let's do that. We'll start November 1st. Because I think I only have a week left of having this treatment. And that's it. All right. All right. Well, anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. What are we doing tomorrow? I did put a show up, right? I put a show up. Oh, tomorrow, yeah. Oh, I didn't talk about the dire consequences, really. Oh, tomorrow, AARO denies injuries and evidence for aliens at the same time drip disclosure is happening. Isn't that confusing? Don't you find that the whole thing is confusing? If we're at the beginning stages of drip disclosure, then why do we keep hearing from the same people? Grush, Fravor, Graves. All right already. We get it. They did it there. Okay, next. Why? Why are we still doing this? You can't have drip, drip disclosure at the same time you have somebody saying, wait, what evidence? What do you mean, what evidence? Are you kidding me? And let me tell you, to end this whole shindig, do you know what the dire consequences are to have disclosure? You want to know what they are? You want to know what it is? Our humanity. We lose our humanity if we have to share this planet with another intelligence like an alien. It'd be weird, right? But I think we would lose our humanity and gain alien adity. But hopefully the intelligent beings would gain some humanity in their alien anatomy. It's the dire consequences are losing humanity, losing who we are as indigenous peoples of the earth. And now, if we have disclosure, everything would change forever. Now, you can call that a dire consequence, but there's been 5 times civilization has been reset. I don't want one of those times to be because of alien invasion. Capiche? And if aliens go around the galaxy, the solar systems, and visit planets where there's intelligence on it and take over and kill them, just doesn't seem like it'd be worth the trip. Just not logical. We're all put on different planets and different solar systems and different galaxies for a reason. It starts on the Earth. Think of the Earth and all of the different, everything used to be one, right? All the land was one. Then the dinosaurs came, everything split up, the dinosaurs came, and then they get extinct, and then humans evolved, and we're put on different places on the planet, different plates for different continents, for different types of people. They grow up there, they grow up in Americas, these grow up in the UKs, these grow up in Africa, these grow up in China, and everybody stays, just hear me out, everybody stays put. Nobody mixes, right? But that's not the human nature. Human nature is to venture out and discover. That is our nature. And that comes with wanting stuff, shiny stuff. And then we put a number on it. Oh, that's worth 5 cows. 5. Why do you say 5? Why not 10? I don't know. It seems like 5 cow piece. I mean, nobody knew. And then this piece of gold became worth 10 back in year 0. But we've evolved from that. We've come to where we are today. We have technological advances so wonderful, we could actually leave the planet. Not sure how far we can go, but we can send probes to other places and look for life. I think it's a bad idea. I think that's why the Van Allen belt is the way it is. I think the design for our solar system is made for us as a beginning new species. See, we can't get off the planet and venture out. We don't have technology to take us anywhere within our lifetime. It's made that way on purpose. You live and die there. It's almost like prison planet, right? But that's what keeps every species safe from one another. That's why everything is so far apart. It's the design. Everybody has a very fair shake at existence in a universe where you can become a bug or a piece of dust. I don't know how it works, but everything's so far apart, so we can't ruin what those people have. So we can't take away the free will those people and those intelligent aliens can experience. That's how I believe that's why everything's so far apart. That's why I believe humans can't even get off this planet and make it to Mars successfully. I don't think we're ever going to make it there successfully. I don't know. Maybe we will. Doesn't seem like it, but I don't know. Health issue. I think there'll be a lot of health issues. It's that lack of gravity. And with that lack of gravity for 9 months on the way to Mars, you're 7, 8 months, whatever the trip is. Yeah, and you got to work out every day hard like a mofo just to maintain muscle mass. Anyway, I really do believe that's why the Earth is positioned where it is. It's small. It's shrouded in the sunlight. You can't even see it with the normal instrument for seeing far. But if aliens have that technology and can see us, they're not seeing us today. They're seeing us thousands of years ago, depending on where they're looking at us from. So it's very weird, right? It's very weird. You want to say there's aliens here, but then again, you're like, how? How could they find us? Yeah, I know 4 billion years is a long time, but I haven't been around 4 billion years, okay? We have been around 0, like a tenth of a second in the clock of time. It's nothing. So for them to find us, it would be a miracle. A true miracle. Or over the 4 billion years on this planet, the dinosaurs didn't all go extinct. Some of them turned into big-headed, big-eyed aliens that live underground. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Because there could be, in the oceans, under the ice, underground, indigenous aliens living here, and you don't even know it. That's why we can't figure out anything, because they live here. They're here. And they're running the show. And you and I are pawns in their game. And they're watching us right now, and they're applauding. They're happy the episode's over because Ugly Human G will be back tomorrow night. And we'll be on time, I think. We should be. Sorry about being late tonight, but I think we had a successful show. We went 2 hours and 18, 19 minutes. I didn't think we'd go long at all. So I appreciate everybody giving me that break and hanging out tonight. Appreciate it. Super chatters and PayPalers, thank you very much for the support. I'm checking to see if I missed any. Nope. All right, and that's it for tonight. So I'm going to go have some Pepper's Ghost to eat. I'm starving. I don't know. Maybe I'll have something different. Hey, you know what I'm going to have? No, I think I'm going to go out and eat. I'm going to get something out. Wait, what time is it? Ooh. I don't know what to eat. All right. We'll be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. And tomorrow will be a good show. Be a good one tomorrow. All right. Thanks for hanging out. And we do it here 6 nights a week, whether we're late or not. Truthology for ufology. For you. Not me. Do not let Grush trick you into thinking he's such a nice guy. He wouldn't lie. He's not lying. He's telling the truth. He's just a gullible believer about what anybody will say or do. He's being set up. He's a pawn in a game full of bullcrap. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Alien bless.
One of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul. What you just said is one of...
Control, this is Flight. We're tracking 3 fast-moving objects, origin unknown. Objects, origin unknown.
Flight, this is Control. Do you still have a visual on the 3 objects?